I'm Debbie Aguizio. I am the Senior Photo Stylist at Plow & Hearth, and today I'm going to show you 3 ways to style your mantle for the holidays. We're going to do a traditional look, a modern look, and a cabin look. And I'm going to share a lot of different styling tips and tricks and ideas to help bring your looks to life. We're going to start with a blank slate. This white fireplace is a great way to show those 3 different styles. So the first look we're going to talk about is the traditional look, and we brought in some red curtains and a Christmas tree to start us off. So I'm going to start with our anchor pieces. The fire screen that we're using today is a flat guard. It's a traditional look. So this is the wreath that we're going to be using. It has your traditional pine bough and pine cones and red berries, and this piece also has a nice thickness to it. Once this wreath is hanging, we need to fluff it and make sure that it's fairly circular. So now I'm going to put the garland on top of the mantle. I'm going to put some nails in there just to secure it, to anchor that down. So there's 2 garlands here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this wire and I'm going to hook those 2 together. It's not going to pull one direction or the other. And one of the ways I secure it is I wrap some of the garland boughs around the nail. So now I'm going to bring in a focal piece, which is a very sweet ceramic tree. Actually, I have 2 of these. So what I'm going to do is I have these wood risers, and I'm going to place this on the left side of the mantle. And then I have the companion to that one. And I'm going to put this one on the right side at the base of the hearth. And I have these red tapers and red pillars. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue sticky tack and I'm going to place it right inside the candle holder, and then I'm going to slide the candle in there. I just play around with the composition until it looks just right. So we have this little movement here. Now I'm going to bring in a few ornaments to decorate the mantle and drape off of the garland here. And so I'm going to add these at different heights, and then I'm also going to bring in some of these red ornaments that I had decorated the tree with. So now I'm going to bring a little bit of fat wood to our hearth, and what a fun way to display it in this nostalgic looking truck. I'm going to add 2 of these lanterns. I'm just going to turn this on so you see this nice little sparkle and twinkle. And finally, I have a hearth rug that feels very holiday. It pulls the look together. So here we have the traditional look all pulled together. So now we're going to move on to our modern look, and an important thing to consider is your color palette. We are working with whites and shades of gray. We're going to go from blue grays to green grays and just anything in that color palette. So we are going to start with our anchor piece, which is the fire screen. You want to look for a piece that has clean lines, simple geometric patterns like this one does. Then we're going to add a piece on the mantle that's going to command attention. It's going to be our focal point. Birch trees kind of give you that clean feel. So the next thing I want to add to our mantle are these really cool snowflakes, and I'm going to have 3 of these. I want to get the placement of these in before the garland and get my nails in place. A modern look for your garland is a beautiful eucalyptus. And I'm going to add some nails for support and to secure the garland in place. And I'm going to do something a little bit different for a modern take, is I'm going to do it asymmetrical. And here's my second garland, and then I'm going to secure one of these pieces onto the nail. So as I'm fluffing, what's happening is you're really seeing the fullness of the garland. It really comes to life and fleshes out. So now I'm going to add some white pillar candles to the mantle, and that has a little bit more of a modern feel because there's only 3 of them. We're not doing different heights. It's just that simplicity. So I have these beautiful smoky blue glass vases that are going to be added to the hearth. And just from a practical perspective, we're going to add a modern fire tool set here right next to the hearth. So the last piece we're going to add is a very simple gray rug, and that just unifies everything with the color palette that we have going on. And so I have gray and white wrapping and just beautiful little tags. And that completes our modern look. So this look is our cabin look. And We're going to start again with our anchor pieces, the fire screen, and a statement piece over the mantle. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a wreath. We're using a work of art. And then we have our fire screen, which is a cabin-themed fire screen, which I love, and that's our starting point. So once again, I put nails in the mantle to support the garland that's going to be hung on here. I'm going with this blueberry garland. It has a woodsy feel, almost like you were foraging. Again, I'm folding these little ends back so that I have a connecting point. Just connecting these here at the points where I have the nails, and then bending things down in front. You really want to fill out the garland by fluffing it like this. To add a little festive feel to the artwork above the mantle, I thought it would be nice to add some bows to the piece, and I have this beautiful green ribbon that will do the trick. So now I'm going to bring in candles, and these are woodland candles, and then use risers again, but I'm just going to play with the placement of these as I go along. So I have a couple little projects that I'm going to show you because I'm going to add these to the mantle. So the first thing I have is a mason jar that I just have around the house, and some pine cones that you can collect from nature, or you can buy these at the craft store. And then you have this like perfect little nature-inspired piece of artwork. I collect little boxes, and I thought it would be fun to use one of the boxes to display a pine cone. So make it look like it's just a work of art. Make sure everybody's even. And there we go. Adding presents to the mantle, it's almost like an alternative to a stocking, right? We're not stuffing our stockings, we're just putting these, as little decorative pieces. But I have this pine cone themed wood holder, and I'm going to place this by the hearth, and then the same kind of theme for our fat wood holder. And a nice way to tie in our look is by adding these little blueberry sprigs. This beautiful design for a fire tool set really reinforces our theme. And finally, we have our hearth rug in this nice nature-inspired design, and this is going to tie our look together and our completed look. So there you have it. We did one mantle in 3 different styles. We did traditional, modern, and cabin. And a lot of these pieces you can find on plowandhearth.com or visit our blog for more decorating ideas.